Hi everyone, it's Lando Norris. Now I'm going to go undercover on the internet and react to some of your comments and posts. F1 tweets, what have been your biggest moments so far? At Perry Brown F1 has replied, probably heavily biased, thank you very much, but Lando Norris crossing the finish line in Austria, and then that tense wait that felt like 15 minutes to find out whether he had done enough to claim a first podium. Well, I'm also heavily biased, and I would completely agree. That was one of the best moments of this season. One of three of the best moments, I would say. And it didn't quite feel like 50 minutes. I just did a race for 1.5 hours, so there was just a lot of anticipation. At why Lando Norris? Why not Lando Norris? This helmet is fantastic. It's really amazing. Lando Norris never disappoints. Always very creative. I love it. Hashtag Quadrant. I never like to disappoint, but I would say this is one of the helmets I'm most proud of. One that I think is super cool. Put a lot of time into it. One that probably means a lot more to me than a lot of other ones. A lot of the other ones are just kind of creative designs and we just make them because they look cool. Whereas this one has a bit more of a meaning. It was my first race under Quadrant colors and a very good result, P4. So it obviously was fairly lucky. So this was, yeah, definitely one I'll go on my mantelpiece in one of the better positions. At Sophie Louise. Looks amazing. Maybe next time we could have this one. There was a deal at the time. At some point in the future, this helmet design will be used. One beautifully made by Ria. This is the night sky of Bahrain, so maybe it needs to be used for a Bahrain event. So, at Formula 1, the official account, verified even. Select difficulty, easy, medium, hard. This was one of the best overtakes I've done, but it happened to be one that I didn't really mean to do. I kind of completely missed my braking point and thought I was going to crash into the guy. Luckily there was some space to the left. I went there, had a lot of grip, went around the outside of him, made it look like I made an amazing move and I'm really good at doing it. But it was a mistake. I didn't mean to. Alright, so let's pop over to Instagram. Lando Norris, this is my own post. And Scriveler thread. What the hell's people in the names? Well, they said, I'm in Spain, but the S is silent. Now here I really was in pain. This was a tough moment because we were on for a potential podium, or fighting Daniel for a podium. P4 at the worst. And the car broke down. And I was suffering all race. And finally it let go and completely gave up on me. I know there was no bike or whatever to take me back to the paddock just yet. So I had to find somewhere to sit. And this beautiful deck chair was just waiting for me, you know, match made in heaven. This is me playing golf, as you can probably see. M.S.Vibert. Are you any good? No. I hate this occasional good shot, which gets my hopes up. I start to feel like I'm making progress, and then I get to the next shot. Then I feel like I'm just as bad as when I started. But it's difficult. Golf's not easy. You have a stick, club, and a ball. It's much harder than you think. This was Austria. Tush.n. If I ever meet you, Lando Norris, please teach me how to pop the champagne like you. This, here I'm not popping the champagne, as you can see. I'm not really a fan of champagne. I didn't even have one drink of it, by the way. This whole bottle. I made the most of it and just poured it all over my head and my face, and then I sprayed my team. Before this, prior to this, I have a little celebration that I do. I actually learned it from someone else. No, it's not my own thing. It's as simple as smashing the bottle on said surface, which was the podium, I think. And all of a sudden it explodes and psh, there you go. I've been doing that. With champagne bottles it works. But I don't recommend probably to try it at home with any bottle, especially if it's not a champagne bottle like this one that you see. If it's some small, delicate bottle, don't try it. I've tried it, and it's gone very wrong. All right, so next up is Core. What is the McLaren driver Lando Norris driving style? I don't know. I just drive around That's about it. I probably drive in a particular way, but I don't know how I drive. I just try to go as quick as I can. It changes, you know. Sometimes you have to drive one way, sometimes you have to drive another way. You need to be adaptable, as they say. Who is the funniest F1 driver in the 2020 season? I'm funny in some ways. I'm probably funny because I'm relatable in a lot of ways to people probably like you watching this right now. But I'm also just immature. And I guess people find that funny in some ways. But Daniel, on the other hand, my future teammate, is funny in other ways. Who is the funniest F1 driver in the 2020 season? You're cool. So, jumping over to Reddit. Lando Norris's interesting choice of paddock pass photo. As you can see, that is a Muppet. And this was in Brazil. I'd lost my paddock pass, the one with my actual face on. And you can't get into the paddock without a pass. So, the team had to go and get me another pass. They just said, can you make a pass really quick for Lando? This is what my team thought would be really funny to do. So every time I went into the paddock for the rest of the year, it's what I saw. It's what everyone saw. Lando Norris meets his racing hero, Valentino Rossi, at today's MotoGP British Grand Prix. This was my first ever time going to a MotoGP race or a motorbike race of any sort. And it was also the time Valentino Rossi invited me. And I got to have an awesome experience. Got to go into the Yamaha garage. I got to sit on his bike. I got to watch the race. Complete VIP experience. And was awesome. Something I'll remember forever. But yeah, I got to meet Valentino, who's my childhood hero. Some guy I've looked up to and I think's awesome. And we had a good chat. A lot of good laughs. And yeah, I finally got to meet him after supporting him for, well, still now, 21 years. So this was awesome. Once in a lifetime kind of opportunity. But let me tell you, MotoGP or motorbike riders altogether, crazy. Absolutely nuts. Never want to try that thing. A young Lando Norris taking a picture with Sebastian Vettel after his first title in 2010. I'm guessing that was Sebastian Vettel's first title, not mine. This was the Autosport Awards in 2010. This was my dad's idea. I wasn't the kind of guy to go up to many people and say, can I get a picture with you? So my dad asked Seb if he could take a picture with me. And this was one of my first photos, I think, ever with a Formula 1 driver. And it was Seb. And ever since, I got on really well with Seb, still now. An awesome guy, really funny, really nice guy. And yeah. I don't know. It's weird thinking, right, that we're on the grid now. We're racing each other, and that was him, and that was me. Well, 11 years ago. So time flies.